evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller. In tonight's news, the Downtown Avenues owner complained about unfair treatment from the city. Motlow is gearing up for registration, and the state has a new way to help parents with children who have special health care needs. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Now open in Tullahoma, Parkview Senior Living, an affordable, luxurious retirement community that active seniors love to call home. We encourage a healthy, independent lifestyle with few restrictions. Abundant amenities mean you live burden-free in a beautiful, safe home with other like-minded seniors. Still enjoy friends and family, along with your supplemental healthcare needs. See for yourself how wonderful retirement can be. Tour Parkview Senior Living today.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Welcome back. At this week's Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting, Christy Armarker, owner of the Downtown Avenues, addressed the board about what she feels is unfair treatment by city inspectors.
Christy Armarker. My business is 115 Northwest Atlantic Street.
Thank you.
And it's so funny that I'm following up with these guys. So, let me begin by saying thank you for allowing me this opportunity to speak with you tonight, as what I would like to share with you is of great concern to me and deserves ample discussion and consideration from y'all. I too am going to read from my notes. I can get long-winded, off track, so I'm just going to try to make this straightforward. I know we don't have a whole lot of time tonight. I can let you stay here for a long time. So, a little history about me. I've been a small business owner in Tullahoma for the last 12 years. I have been paying local property taxes, attempting to collect sales tax to benefit this area by keeping Coffee County residents interested in shopping locally, bringing business to our area rather than out of town. At this time, I'm seeking assistance from the City Board and the Board of Mayor and Aldermen in an effort to address these issues brought forth tonight and hopefully to find solutions to these issues. In 2015, I relocated my business from the mall. The roof continued to leak, ruining my inventory, and all the while the owners of the Northgate Mall refused the remedy of my damaged roof and damaged inventory. So in 2015, I moved, and that's when my troubles began with City of Tullahoma. Within the last few weeks, the fire chief has been frequently my business and continually requesting inspections. The state was called in twice. I had a complaint filed. I requested those complaints, and those complaints you could find in any building in Tullahoma. I'll just say that. So the state came in and reviewed my building and didn't see any fire code deficiencies. There were some deficiencies on the electrical, and I'm taking care of that. But specifically, they were wanting to turn me into a mall. I addressed this to them when they contacted me, and I said, I've already had this happen to me in 2017. They were like, well, we don't have any record of it. And I said, I've had the state in. They didn't classify me as a mall. When I talked to the fire chief on May 16th, I believe it was, I called him and I said, what is going on? This has come out of the blue. I have been in business for 6 years in this building. No incidences, no complaints, nothing. And all of a sudden, you want to come in my building and start telling me that I don't have a certificate of occupancy, telling me that I don't have all these things. And then he's like, Christy, just trust me. Just trust me. Let me get the state in. He'll hopefully give the jurisdiction back to us, and I'll take care of you. This is on a Thursday. I was like, because I was very upset, and he was trying to calm me down. I said, I'm sick and tired of being harassed by the codes department. There's a lot of small businesses in this town that gets harassed by the codes department. And a lot of it is very unnecessary. So he's trying to calm me down, and he says, tell you what, Christy, I'll take care of you. I'll have you buy some fire alarm pools, and he said a couple other things. And of course, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh yeah, buy it from your company, which is a huge conflict of interest, which I have already purchased all my fire extinguishers, pay them yearly to manage my fire extinguishers. And now they're wanting me to buy more things. Well, if I was classified as a mall, I would have had to been sprinkled. Well, they tried that into 2017. State came in again, and he looked at me, he looked at my plans, he looked at my drawings, my architectural drawings that I paid a lot of money for, and he's like, so they went back and reviewed it, talked to their boss, and they came back and said, you do not classify as a mall. And it has been determined by the state that I met all fire requirements. And I am not a covered mall, and I have the reports to show y'all. I have the reports to show you the complaints and who filed the complaints. And the harassment I have received by the city administration, codes, and the complaint filed by the local authorities to the state, as well as temporary shutdown required and mandated last week, do nothing but hinder and the very objectives that this board and city should be here to promote. Successful entrepreneurship, small business, and shop local. I mean, that's what we're here for. That's why I invested my money and my time in Tullahoma City. I could have gone somewhere else, but I chose here. I also have provided, I bought a building that sat empty for 7 years. And I brought a lot of businesses in to that building, which, here again, brings in taxpayer money. But I keep on being harassed by certain people in the codes department. And come to find out, I have some litigation going on with the mall. And come to find out, there has been some meetings with those people. And they've been bragging about it. And if you need anything with that, I can provide that information for you. So, and they've been discussing my business without me even knowing. In addition to all this, right before all this happened, I had spoken with the finance director of Tullahoma City to purchase an adjoining building to my current location and remodel it. However, after making the inquiry for this loan, I have had over 15 fire inspectors, codes enforcement officers, state fire marshals, and other government officials to visit my place of business. And I just think that is just too coincidental. And also, all of this has stemmed from a small business owner that has moved from the mall and has taken a place in my downtown avenues. The question I want to ask is, who is running this city? Is it Joe Lester? Is it David Crabtree? Is it Jennifer Moody? Or is it mayor and aldermans? These city officials that are discussing my business matters with third parties without my permission is wrong. And I want to thank y'all for your time tonight. And if y'all have any questions, I can print out whatever you need. I can print out emails, I can print out my reports, whatever y'all need. Thank you.
And we'll be right back in a moment after these messages.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
To be honest, I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine.
I checked what the CDC says and spoke with my doctor about the potential side effects. It definitely made me much less anxious. She told me if I have some arm pain or feel tired, that's completely normal as my body builds a defense to the virus.
I was willing to take the vaccine to protect me, my family, and my friends.
Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Welcome back. After Mrs. Armarker spoke, Fire Chief Richard Chasteen told the board his side of the inspection story regarding the downtown avenues.
The first time recently that I was in the Avenues building, I was requested to attend an inspection that was being performed by the Codes Department. Normally, our Fire Marshal, Nick Kimbrough, would have attended, but he was in school in Nashville getting some further education. So I went with the the building inspector. And we were looking at a small room inside the structure that was a facial type place. Little one room, one way in and out, little simple thing. The lady was there to meet us. She was very nice. We looked at it. It looked reasonable to me. Also looked reasonable to the building inspector. By the way, the building inspector is new to this area. He came to us recently. So we walked out of the building. As we were walking out, we noticed a few things. We spoke with Christy wasn't there that day, so we spoke with the lady that was with us, and we removed an extension cord, rolled it up, set it in the floor because it was a fire hazard. We also asked them to move some stuff out from in front of the fire extinguishers that were blocking and to check an exit sign. And we left. When we got out on the sidewalk, he and I both discussed a CO for this building, a certificate of occupancy. And neither one of us at that time really felt comfortable doing a certificate of occupancy unless we kind of figured out what this building actually was. This building started in 2015, and it got a temporary CO for a small dress shop. And since then, it has not had another CO as far as I know. Now, my fire marshal was Richard Steiner, and he worked hand in hand with the Codes Department for those 6 years. When he left and Nick was not available, that's why I went. I am the actual authority having jurisdiction in Tullahoma. So we agreed, the inspector and I agreed that, well, this little room is not going to cause much trouble. So we left. Well, then it came up about a sandwich shop that is going to open. Well, I was brought back into the picture because this all happened in like the last 2 weeks. So we went back. Well, when we went in the building, we noticed that one of the businesses had relocated. And there hadn't been any permits pulled. I don't know what construction had been done. I don't know if there was electrical or anything. So that kind of escalated the concern a little bit. We noticed some things that didn't meet the code, obvious things. Some wooden structures that had been built in a C1 district that's not fire rated, and some of these things that are just a little questionable. So I didn't feel comfortable without first letting the state fire marshal evaluate it, and if they determined that it was in our power to control it, then we would help Ms. Almacher make it where she can move on. So we asked the state fire marshal to come in and take a safety review of it and look it over. 2 fire marshals came and looked at it. Ms. Almacher met us. She took us through most of the building, upstairs, downstairs, down the hallways. We looked at the alarm system. And when we got through with that meeting, we came back to City Hall. We all met right here and talked about what do you think? The fire marshals were like, well, we really need to get some higher ups here to look at this because we've got some concerns. So at that point, my hands are tied. I can't do anything unless the fire marshal tells me. So a few days later, we schedule a visit. We are told that the owner of the building is not allowing us to come. No local people are allowed. Now, quite honestly, I can go in that building anytime I want to, but I honored her request because we're just trying to work through this problem and find a solution. So the fire marshals, 4 of them, went and visited with her, walked throughout the whole building, made some notes, came back, we sat down here again. The comment from the lead fire marshal was, well, it's not a covered mall because it can't be. Because a covered mall has certain restrictions that this building doesn't meet. It's not sprinklered. It doesn't have a 60-foot clearance all the way around it. It doesn't have the wide enough aisleways to be considered a covered mall. So we're like, but if you read what a covered mall is, it's multiple businesses opening up into area, having a single entrance and exit. So they're like, well, we're not going to call it a covered mall, we're going to call it a mercantile. And let us go back and we'll try to work through some of this stuff, but it's looking like it's going to be y'all's. We're like, okay. I mean, if they do that, we'll be glad to get with her. We've got some ideas of some things that can make it safer, and we can all live with it. We asked for a meeting with Ms. Almacher. She came in the building at the codes department. Her and her husband sat down. We were going to talk about options and how we could work with this. She asked, what do you want from me? Or what do you want from me? And Ms. Moody asked her, I hate to quote you, but she said, can we just get a drawing of what the building is right now? And she said, well, I already gave that to you. You had that since 15 or 16. But a lot has changed. And we asked for just a current drawing. She immediately stood up, told us we'd have to talk to Flossie Davis, and told us his phone number. So that's where we're at. I was expecting the fire marshal to give me a letter saying it's turned back over to you and us get with Ms. Almacher and work through this and move forward. On a personal note, my wife's company has nothing to do with this. Any business in Tullahoma can use any company they want to. Obviously, I don't show favoritism, or I would have been super nice and tried to skirt the law because she uses my wife's company. And they don't sell fire alarms. We're certainly not trying to force her to buy something from anybody. We want to help her stay in business and be safe. I don't want anybody to get hurt, especially my firefighters and citizens. And I don't want her to get sued and lose everything she's got because she has no CO. So that's what I have. If you have any questions for me, I'll be glad to answer.
More news is coming up in a moment.
It's not Invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
Welcome back. Motlow State Registration, Advertisement, and Admission Specialist will host 6 days of on-campus assistance, which began May the 26th and runs through June 9th. Prospective and current students can RSVP now at motlow.com/calendar. Prospective and current students who either have or have not applied for the fall 2021 semester are welcome. Prospective students can apply to Motlow at motlow.com/apply. Participants can choose an appointment at 10 a.m., 11:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 2:30 p.m., or 4 p.m. Event days and locations are Wednesday, May the 28th in Sparta, Thursday, May 27th in Smyrna, Friday, June the 4th in McMinnville, Monday, June 7th in Fayetteville, Tuesday, June 8th in Smyrna, Wednesday, June 9th in Moore County. Motlow's knowledgeable experts will guide prospective and current students through the complete process of applying to Motlow, submitting admission requirements, submitting financial aid requirements, and registering for all 2021 classes. Students who have not submitted all their admission and or financial aid requirements should bring as many missing items to their appointment as possible. For more information about admissions, visit motlow.com/admissions. Tennessee Community Colleges is a system of 13 colleges offering high-quality, affordable, convenient, and personal education to prepare students to achieve their educational and career goals in 2 years or less. The system offers associate degree and certificate programs, workforce development programs, and transfer pathways to 4-year degrees. For more information, you are asked to please visit them online at mscc.edu. We'll be right back in a moment after these messages.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Welcome back. On Wednesday, the Tennessee Department of Health launched a new set of resources available for families who have children and youth with special health care needs. The emergency alert decals provide an official visual aid to alert emergency personnel of the presence of a child or youth with special health care needs. The emergency alert decal will be available as a magnet or sticker to alert first responders, law enforcement, and other emergency personnel that there is a special need child or youth in the home or vehicle, and communicate the need for additional assistance for a child or youth with disabilities in emergency situations. Tennessee Department of Health Deputy Commissioner for Population Health, Dr. Morgan McDonald, said, quote, "In the midst of an emergency, it can be critical for a first responder to have immediate awareness of the special assistance or medical attention needed to assist a child or youth with special health care needs. Providing this aid to both families and first responders will help to support families and ensure appropriate actions are taken in an emergency for the safety of those involved," end quote. The Tennessee Department of Health will be coordinating with partners, including healthcare providers, community advocates, and first responders, to distribute the emergency alert resources. Families can place the decal on the front window of their home and the magnet on the rear bumper of their vehicle. The decals will allow families to note information about their child or youth, such as medical needs, calming methods, and emergency contacts. More information about the children and youth with special health care needs program and the emergency alert decal can be found online at tn.gov/health. Stay with us. Your weather forecast is coming up next.
Now open in Tullahoma, Parkview Senior Living, an affordable, luxurious retirement community that active seniors love to call home. We encourage a healthy, independent lifestyle with few restrictions. Abundant amenities mean you live burden-free in a beautiful, safe home with other like-minded seniors. Still enjoy friends and family, along with your supplemental health care needs. See for yourself how wonderful retirement can be. Tour Parkview Senior Living today.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1926 at 94 degrees. The record low was in 1961 at 35 degrees. Average high on this day is 80 and the average low is 59. A 30% chance of storms is in the forecast for tonight with a low of 66. Thunderstorms continue in the forecast for Friday with a high of 81 and a low of 51. But sunny weather coming back as you start your Labor Day weekend on Saturday with partly sunny weather in the forecast and a high of 68 and a low of 47. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.